Hello and welcome back to episode 4, Club 2 of Unknown to World Known with BK HACKEN. We are back after the winter break. We've got 2 cup games for you today in the group stage. Hopefully we'll be through to the knockout stage. And we've also got some transfers to go over. So before we get into the matches, just want to say if you are enjoying the content so far, please do leave a like down below for more of this type of content on our journey, man. Join us for the journey. So first signing that we made following the end of the season was actually Romeo Beckham, of course, son of David Beckham. Brought him in as a right winger for a bit of potential. I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll bring in some extra revenue having a Beckham on the books. He came up in the scout report, so I thought, why not? Then we brought in Nikolai Rapp, a holding midfielder. He does prefer to be the defensive midfield, which I felt we only really had one guy who could do that. So Rapp was to come in and help Loftus back there. Then we brought in Gregory Gilbert, who admittedly looked better on the scout reports. He has gone out on loan now, actually, because he came in as like 2 stars. He's got 4-star potential. 3-star now, apparently. But I think he could be a good squad player for us. I don't think he's going to be the starting striker that I was after, though. Then we have Jakub Stovick, who's come in on a free transfer from ARB. He's come in as a backup to Hansen, more because we were in the process of selling Bratberg. So I thought, well, we've got to bring somebody in. And he was the guy. Then we brought in Degerlund, a centre-back who's got a bit of potential to continue growing. 6'4", gives us a bit of depth without disrupting the first 2, who I think are very good centre backs. Then we have Uriel Elani, a striker, Argentinian. He's come in for £450,000, but he's got so much potential that I thought it was worth bringing in anyway. He's kind of going to be deputy to Musiolic for the first season. Depends on how he gets on. He might be able to start pushing him out of the team. He looks like he's going to become extremely good in the future. So hopefully that will be the case. And hopefully he can, come off the bench a few times, get a few goals. And with that all completed, the lineup for the first game in the Cup against Gefle, we've got Hansen in goal, Fridriksson, Hansen, Arega and Calces as the back 4, Loftus and Yoka in midfield, Polana, Heinz, Kelpie in behind Musiolic. We have got Beckham and Elani on the bench ready to make their debuts, though. And also, just very quickly, the group that we've got is Malmo, Varnamo, and Gefle. Gefle are in the Superettan. They've just been promoted from the 3rd division. And then Varnamo are also in that same division, but they've been in there a few years since the 2020 season, so it would have been the year before the game actually launched. And then, of course, Malmo, we all know who Malmo are. They're going to be the big team that we're going to have to battle. It's going to be very tough to get past them in this group stage. They're going to be in the second half of this episode, so let's get into the first one. Corner from Xhaka goes to the far post. Musiolic with the header, but clips the bar on the way past. But it's been a disappointing first half, because at halftime, it's 0-0. We've not seen any highlights bar that one corner, which implies to me that we're not really carving them apart like we probably should be, given that they're from the division below. We've been quite strong, and we just seem a little bit disconnected in this game. Early on in the second half, though, there's a highlight for Gefle, and Silverstone tries to get inside. Hansen easily intercepts Heinz to Polana. We've got a chance for a counter-attack here, and Polana takes it down the wing, nearly loses it, but keeps hold of it. Don't know what he's doing, taking too much time with it. Switches the play to Kelpie, to Calces. He's got a chance to get a cross in. Loses it to Fredge, though. And then Jonsson clears it away. Fredriksson receives it in a lot of space where he can bring it forward. And chance for a cross again now. He does so. Musiolic with the header, but it's wide of the post. And Musiolic not really lighting the world on fire. So we're going to give the new man a chance. Elani coming off the bench. And also, Beckham's going to come off the bench as well as a winger on that right-hand side. Xhaka with a corner here goes into the near post. Arega scored, put us as 1-0 up. It's it's been coming in one respect because, look at the stats. But on the flip side, we've not really threatened massively. But Jocka with the cross, Orega jumps well, heads us into the lead. And now we just need to see this game out. Jonsson loses out the ball to Orega, and then Heinz plays it short to Elani. Back to Heinz, who plays it to Beckham. And he's brought down by Siverson, who's going to get a second yellow, which is a red card, of course. So Siverson sent off. Corner kick from the left-hand side here, which Jocka is going to send in. Can he find Orega again? He sends it in. Elani's there, but he heads over the bar. What a debut that nearly was. And our final change is going to be to bring Yusuf on for Utara. Just because he's one of our upcoming prospects, let's give him some game time. And as you can see at the end of the game, we've done well. We've picked up the win. But it's our back six that are doing the most in the game. And then the front groups aren't producing a lot at the moment, which is a little bit concerning. We're going to try adjusting a little bit of the tactics, see if we can go a little bit more direct. Maybe that'll suit some of those front guys a little bit more. And then maybe we'll be able to use that to pick up a good result. We've got Malmo coming up next. So hopefully they pick up a loss or a draw. And then if we beat them, we'll already be through. And the lineup for the game against Malmo, we've got just the one change with Carlsbach coming in on the left-hand side of the midfield. Long throw from the left here for Calces. Sends it in. Muziolik's there and heads into the net. The keeper came out, didn't get there. And Muziolik has headed into what was basically an empty net thanks to the keeper rushing out for it. And we lead 1-0 in a massive game in this group. And hopefully we can keep this up. If we can grab a second before half-time, would be even better. We come back to a highlight starting from Fredriksson's free kick right at the back for us. He plays it out calmly to Lofqvist. Not a lot of pressure coming from Malmo at the moment. Heinz forward to Muziolik and then on to Polana, who's able to run into a bit of space down that right-hand side. He's in a crossing opportunity. Lays it off to Fredriksson, who shoots. The keeper spilled it. Oh, and Carlsbach's put it in the back of the net, but the flag's gone up on the far side. That must have been very close for him to be offside there. It is very, very close. But he is offside, unfortunately. Corner here, Jocka sends it in. Muziolik, I think he hit the post. Half-time, we're leading 1-0. And it's been a pretty comfortable first half for us. Far more than I thought it would, to be honest, going into a game against Malmo. And the other thing, I've just remembered that I was meant to bring up. So, if you remember, at the end of the last episode, there was the two teams in 4th and 5th. 4th was in blue, but not qualified for anything European-wise. The reason for that, the winner of the Swedish Cup gets the European slot, unless, of course, similar to the FA Cup, if it's already won, then it gets passed back to that team in 4th. So, in theory, we could still go on and win this cup and find our way into Europe. It will be a big ask, I would say, but it's possible, is what I'm saying. And we're 1-0 up in the first half here, which means that just makes it all the more possible. And as the second half progresses, we're going to bring Beckham on for Carlsbach and then swap those guys over. So Polana will go onto the left wing and Beckham will go on the right wing. Corner kick for Malmo here. It comes into the near post and it's headed over the bar. And free header though, we've got away with it a bit. We come back straight away with another highlight. And hopefully we're going to see us bring the ball forward here. Muziolik lays it off to Beckham, who goes back to Fredriksson. Inside to Jota, ball through to Beckham, who's brought it down really well. Shoots from range, puts us 2-0 up. What a goal from Romeo Beckham. And at 2-0, that potentially could be the goal that puts us in absolute driving position for top of this group. Beckham with the great turn. The shot from range, finds it, just clipping the post on the way in. And just due to tired legs, we're going to drop Heinz back into midfield and then Jocka is going to come off for Yusuf in the number 10. And I'm very tempted to bring Elani on up front again. We're going to do so. Why not give him a chance to prove himself? Nilsson with the goal kick here for Malmo. As it goes over the top though, only Orega's there to collect it. And he plays it calmly back to Hansen. He then goes long down the wing. Beckham's brought it down. Goes inside to Uriel Elani. Oh, not very composed there. However, full time, we've won 2-0. So far, we look like we're going to be, in prime position for that top spot in the group. We'd have to mess up in our final game, basically. We've got to lose our final game to prevent us from going through top of the group. Hopefully that won't happen. I'm not sure if it's based on results between teams. If it is, then the other game being a draw would already secure us top. And Varnamo win their game, which means we go into that final game. If we draw with them, we are through to the next round of the cup. Hopefully we can do that. I don't see why not. They're, in theory, actually worse than Gefler. So you would think we're in a position to win that game. If not, a draw at the very least seems perfectly reasonable to expect. So what we'll aim to do now is we'll come back for what I assume is going to be the knockout stage of the cup. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be in that quarterfinal. So hopefully we'll come back tomorrow with the quarterfinal and semi-final of the cup. And then hopefully the day after the final, who knows? We'll have to see if we can take it that far. Weirdly, I've just spotted the group stage ends on the 4th of March. The quarterfinal takes place on the 8th and the 9th of March. Semi-final on the 17th of March. And then the final on the 30th of May. Okay, that seems... There's some odd things that happen in Sweden. For example, the fact that the first and second round were in July and August. And then the group stage was in February and March. That's weird in of itself. We'll be back, hopefully, tomorrow in the quarter and semi-final. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment your prediction. Do you think we can do that? Let me know if you think there's still more that needs to be done to improve the squad as well. And subscribe if you're enjoying the series. Thank you very much for watching.